Hello, welcome back to the Amber Wave Show. Before we get started, firstly, I want to thank everyone at Great Yarmouth Football Club for helping me when I was taken ill during the game at the Wash and the Willows. Basically, my body just couldn't cope with the pain that I was in. I did go into hospital, and it did turn out that I had a few infections going on, as well as a issue that I am still currently dealing with. But I'm on the mend now after spending the last few weeks to get better and recuperate and mend. I'm almost there, but I should be fit enough to come to the remaining 2 games of the season.
Now on to this past weekend's match as Yarmouth took on high-flying Brantham Athletic, who really are having a brilliant season after finishing 17th last season on 29 points. They were only 17 points off, tripling their points tally this season before the visit of Yarmouth. The Bloaters started the better of the two sides with some great chances in the opening couple of minutes, and it did not take long to flip the script upside down, as on the 18th minute, a fantastic darting run by Leo Spooner sent an early, equally as good cross over to Jake Spooner, who was able to nod it home and send Yarmouth 1-0 up. There was no goal highlights for this match, as no YouTuber was present for this game, and we went into the break 1-0 up. Brantham did start the better of the two teams in the second half, as 20 minutes in they equalised to make it 1-1. The Yarmouth faithful thought we'd taken the lead shortly after. However, the linesman flagged for offside, and honestly, maybe the sun got in his eyes for that. But soon after, with just 15 minutes remaining, Charlie Barber found the back of the net to send the Bloaters back into the lead. Yarmouth had a chance to go 3-1 up coming into the business end of the game, but rattled the foot of the post. The ball was cleared, and a shot from pretty much the halfway line managed to find the back of the net to make it 2-2. Apparently, it was actually from his own half.
Oh.
Yeah. But with just 5 minutes remaining, Brantham found the elusive winner that sent him 3-2 up and a step closer to the title, with that game finishing Brantham 3, Great Yarmouth Town 2. I mean, I think we didn't...
The dog's moving the camera.
We didn't play awfully for probably about 90% of the game. I thought we actually played relatively well against a team that are obviously at the top of the table, looking like they could have a chance of winning the league. But it was just that odd moment where we were just caught out, just a bit slacking a little bit.
Yeah.
But going into the game, we didn't really expect much of it, but to come away that close, only missing out that close, fair play to Brantham. They are battling well at the top and could have a chance to win the league. But yeah, it's one of them ones, but we've got to do our job for the next 2 games, and we've stayed up, so nothing really left to do.
Yeah, and with this weekend's fixtures out of the way, we can look at the final 2 games of the season, which has really crept up on us. The first, Yarmouth play host to another potential league champion side of Downham Town. The league is really hotting up for their top spot, with just 1 point separating 3 teams in Downham Town, Fakenham and Brantham. Downham do come into this fixture sitting in 3rd place. They sit on 21 wins, 9 draws and 6 losses. Across the 36 games, with a positive 72 goal difference, equaling 27 goal difference.
That's some good
and they are just 1 point off top. In their last 5 games, Downham have managed to win 3 and draw 2, with one of those draws being a last gasp smash and grab from Walsh and the Willows this past weekend.
Yeah, while Yarmouth come into the match in 12th position on 51 points, with 13 wins, 12 draws and 11 losses over 36 games, with a positive 9 goal difference, which is actually their best goal difference of all the clubs from 9th position downwards, and sit on 51 points. Yarmouth's last 5 results has been a mixed bag, with 2 wins, 2 losses, and with a draw against Durham in those last 5. 2 wins, 2 losses. With a
draw, yeah. 2 wins, 2 losses with a draw, yeah. But yeah, so Yarmouth, really, we're just pride to play for in the remaining couple of games. Downham with a promotion to play for. Because at this stage of the season, being so close to becoming champions and dropping into the playoffs is a huge blow for any club, which sort of reminds me of Framlingham last season, being so close and then not doing the job in the playoffs. But it's going to be a hard game.
It's going to be tough. I think if Downham obviously get the job done for themselves, and the other two teams, Fakenham and Brantham, both lose and drop points. I do think Downham then win the league on that day, I think, but it might... Or, no, I think because of the results of how it happened last weekend, I think that stopped that from happening.
Yeah.
So it will come down to a last day of the season decider between three teams, depending on the results.
Yeah.
It'll be a tough test for sure against one of the top teams in the league. But we can now shift our focus to the last game of the season, where Great Yarmouth Town face off against Sherringham side, who have sat relegated from the league for some time in the league now.
Yeah, Sherringham have had an absolutely dreadful season of all accounts. They sit rock bottom of the league with just 12 points over the course of 36 games, with a really poor return of 2 wins, 6 draws and 28 losses. They sit bottom with the worst goal difference in the league on -76. 20 worse than Long Melford, who are also relegated quite a while ago, who is the next closest in the leakiest defence department. Excluding this Saturday's game, Sherringham have been on a poor run of results with 4 losses in their last 5. However, they did actually manage to pull off a 1-0 win against Soham recently. Sherringham have conceded 21 goals in those last 5 games while scoring just 1. They have also had 2 7-0 defeats back-to-back in their last 5 games against Stowmarket and Long Melford.
Yeah, as we said before, Yarmouth's form has been 2 wins, 2 losses and a draw in the last 5. However, we were really up against some of the best teams in the league across the last 5, with playoff chasing Walsham and Durham, as well as title chasing Brantham.
That last game of the season, we should win it.
I feel
basically.
I don't want to be too optimistic. I think it might be like a walk in the park type game.
I hope
because Long Melford played them a few weeks ago, and I think they won 7-0 against Sherringham.
I think it was.
I'm pretty sure it was 7-0 Long Melford when they played Sherringham a few weeks ago. So when you're losing by that much to the team just above you that are
also relegated,
or equally as poor. I think on paper it's one of them ones where you could literally just turn up and just every player on your team get 2 goals each.
Yeah, the thing is, it all the players need to go into the game with the mentality of it's not going to be a walkover, because the amount of times we're seeing, say, in the FA Cup, for example, where a non-league team has just beaten a championship team because they underestimated them. We can't underestimate Sherringham, but we should win.
Yeah, it should be a comfortable win, really.
It should be.
Considering on Boxing Day when we played them, we beat them 5-1. We were 1-0 down at half time, and then came out second half and just stormed it and won 5-1.
Yeah.
So it should be a good day.
Yeah.
Monday.
Monday.
Lots of people going. Should be really good.
Now, that's the football out of the way, but we did want to let you all know about the last game of the season, the Sherringham game. The transport and whatnot. Basically, we're going on the choo-choo.
Yay. For the first time this season.
Yeah. All meeting up and heading to the ground together. So basically, we want to make it as noisy as possible and a fantastic send-off for a brilliant season back in the Thurlow Nunn Premier. So if you would like to come along on the choo-choo with us, we wanted to let you know that we will be departing from Yarmouth on the 10:17 a.m. train from Yarmouth to Norwich. And then we are catching the 11:45 train from Norwich to Sherringham. Myself and James will be getting the train from Norwich because we're not going to drive to Yarmouth. I live in Norwich. James is very close to Norwich.
About a half an hour walk from the station.
Yeah.
Or like a 2-minute drive.
It makes sense if we get it from Norwich. Yeah. We will also be going in fancy dress. So if anyone does want to dress up, please do. I'm going as a pirate. You're going to tell me later.
I'll wait until we...
And if you do want to dress up, please do. It'll be fantastic. The only rule is it needs to be family friendly. Yeah. But it would be amazing if we could get as many people to come as possible and as many people to come in fancy dress also. But that is it for this week's episode. And next week will be our last episode before the summer break.
Yeah.
So, as always, up the bloaters.